Not a senior head instructor.
Thank you, sir. Bound 2, intermediate and beginner students, welcome. All right. Let's get going with some deep breath and relaxation. Take a comfortable stance with the feet. Allow the eyes to close and press gently with the hands on the low abdomen. Begin with a focus on the breath. Let the breath be deep, relax, smooth. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly. You can have your lips lightly sealed and teeth gently meshed together. As you breathe, begin to imagine a cascade of relaxation flowing down the body. And imagine it starts at the top of the head and flows down to the bottom of the feet. Relax the face and the jaw. Feel the area around the eyes soften. Feel the neck and the throat relax. Relax the upper back and the chest. Feel the shoulders, arms, and hands relax. Let go of any tension held in the stomach or the lower back. Loosen, relax the waist and the hips. Feel the thighs and backs of the legs relax. Feel that relaxation flow into a softening of the knees. Relax calves, ankles, and the feet. And the next time you breathe out, release by just lowering the hands and opening the eyes. All right, let's do a little bit of our first foundational posture, embracing horse. Separate your feet to that shoulder width distance. Turn the toes in just a little so the outside edges of the feet come parallel. Bend the knees, sit back, circle the arms in front. Let the body sink down and the pelvis tuck under. While the lower body sinks down, you can imagine that lifting from the head with the chin slightly tucked. We'll just hold about 2.5 minutes. If you find yourself straining in the posture, it's always okay to come out of it for a second and reset, get back into it. might even go through another cascade of relaxation as you hold the posture. Hold another 45 seconds or so. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly. Look for a feeling of calm but alert stillness in your posture, and the same sense in your form, even though that's a little more challenging. And release. Straighten the legs, lower the hands, circle the arms up, breathe in. Push the palms down, breathe out. All right, so Head Instructor Durkin said that we got up to push and did some single whip last class. Maybe a little bit of single whip.
Taste.
What's that?
I think she previewed it.
Previewed it. Gotcha. So we didn't, yeah, exactly. Just took a little look at it. So let's review what we've really learned so far before we get into that single whip move, okay? That sense of alert calmness that you had in embracing horse to whatever degree, see if you can feel that here before you begin. Just feel the stability of your natural alignment. And let's move together. Step left. Come in. Ward off right. Ward off left. Ward off right. Pull back and press. Push. And we won't touch single whip quite yet. We might release. Good. Let's do that at least once more. Step left. Hold here for just a moment. See if you feel some of that embracing horse alignment in the lower body. Good. Commencement. Feel the lightness in the wrists leading the motion. A little stretch. Feel the weight of the wrists and elbows sinking. Good. Ward off right. Hold here for just a moment. Very nice. Ward off left. Hold here for just a moment. And that second ward off right, I'll do it with you. Ward off right. Form the circle. Step in, feel your balance, step out. Shift the weight, turn the body. Hold one more time. back and press. Loosen the waist, shift the waist, loosen the waist. Feel the relaxation in the arms as they connect. Press. Good shift, yeah, follow through. Shift back, sink elbows. Shift forward and push. You feel kind of like embracing horse to that front leg? Yeah. Okay, release. Whew, good work. Good to see that. I know Head Instructor Durkin's great, but it's good to see the evidence. And you're great too for doing the work. So, all right, any questions on any of those moves before we really get into that single lift move? Yes, ma'am.
I still struggle to remember, like the second word offering.
Gotcha.
On exactly what to do.
Yeah.
That's where I start to stumble and get lost.
Yeah, it can be a little confusing. It's the first one that starts to turn away from the front of the room, right? Yeah. So, would you like to see it again, or do you have a question about it?
It's going to be repetition for me,
Yes,
because I'm still pretty new.
For
so.
sure, yeah. Okay, so let's do this. I'll demonstrate that just so you can see it again from another angle, and then after that we'll go right into single lift. How does that sound?
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. So since there is someone watching, I'm going to flip it. Normally I would get here and have you people come up front, but I want them to be able to see whoever that may be. Glad you're watching, whoever you are. So I'll just turn it around, and I'll start here from my ward off left, and I'll go into ward off right. So if it helps you to do a motion along with me, that's fine. It might help to just watch too. Yeah, sometimes just taking it in visually. So there's that turn to the left, form a circle with the arms. Step in, step back, shift to the right, turn the left toes. Yeah. And then we get into our pull back, press, push.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll get it.
You will. You will, yeah. That's the, I'm sure you've heard Mrs. Durkin say it, but about 100 times to get it down, and about 1,000 times to relaxation. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. And then when you get to green sash, you get to be there all over again, right? Yeah. All right. So let's start from our push position, and we'll just really get familiar with single whip today. We'll just focus in on this one move. So go ahead and set up your double dragon's foot placement towards the office. Good. Make some small adjustments just to give y'all something to chew on. Yeah, forward toward me, exactly. Yeah. Good, sunk elbows. See if you can get a little more straightness in the back leg. Just, yeah, it doesn't feel locked out. I can't tell with these pants. Cool, okay, good. So very good. So let's take the back foot back a little bit. Arms towards me. Good toes turn, yeah, and then actually take the foot toward me. Turn those back. Single whip. More complicated than the moves we've done so far, but we'll give it the extra attention it needs. So from here, from your push position, first shift back and let the arms straighten somewhat. Next, turn to the left and let the right toes turn in a lot, like all the way to the front of the room, more than you might think they should go. Then you can do check-in. Don't look down too much. Shift to the right, turn to the right, form a circle with the arms, right hand on top in a beak, where the finger and thumbs are together, or the finger and thumbs, the thumb and fingers are together, and the wrist is flexed. Turn to the left, release the left heel. Step in with the left, step back with the left heel toe. Shift to the left, lift the left hand, turn to the left, and the right toes will turn in. At the end, your left hand would be your fingers kind of just around where your shoulder is or just below it. The right wrist would be above your shoulder out to the side. And release. Let's do it again. Good start. Let's do it a couple more times and then we'll take a look at it. Shift back. Let the arms straighten. Turn to the left. Turn the right toes in along. Shift to the right, turn to the right, form the circle with the right hand on top of the beat. Turn to the left, release the left heel. Sink down, step in, step back, heel toe. Shift to the left, lift the left hand, turn to the left. And the right toes turn in. Check your feet at the end, see if you're in another double dragon's foot placement. That's where we'll end up. Let's do it one more time. Shake it out. Begin. Shift back. Turn to the left, turn the right toes in. Shift to the right, turn to the right. Form a circle. Turn to the left, release the left heel. Step in, step back. Shift to the left, lift the left hand, turn right. Yeah. Good, okay, release. Let's do this. I'll demonstrate it. I'm going to demonstrate it facing the front. So y'all come up to the front. I'll do it for the camera as well, but I want you to just see it in the correct orientation first, so it'll stick in your brain. Okay, questions, comments, suggestions? Yes, sir.
When you turn your toes in, okay?
Right to left.
Yeah, the right foot.
Yes,
So you're
sir.
turning in.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And you do your shift from the left to the right. How much of a shift is that?
From the left to the right. Okay, so,
So that you can bring your left heel up.
yeah. So I'm 60-40 to begin with, and I'm probably 60 or 70 on the back leg before I can turn. Right? Now I'm gonna go, here's about 50-50. I'm gonna go just a little bit more, and then I can release that.
Okay.
So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, because I'm kind of binding up there. I don't think I'm shifting enough.
So let me show you, I'll show you not shifting enough, and I'll show you shifting too much.
Okay.
See if that clears it up. So here's not shifting enough to the right.
Kind of what I'm feeling.
Does it feel like that? Okay.
That's exactly what I'm feeling.
Okay.
Can we see that again?
Is it just because it's fun to see?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So here's not shifting enough to the right. But I'll try to turn, but I'm still rooted on the left, so I uproot myself.
Okay.
And then here's what might be overcompensation. That's the right word, but overshifting. Also off balance, but
Okay.
in a different way. That's what I
Trying to
find
find
that way before.
balance between the two.
Yeah. So if you want to get the real feel for it, here's 50-50, here's a little more to the right. And it'll be that, you know, it comes out of some pretty advanced body mechanics in a way. I mean, it's simple once you get it, but you know, as far as I'm not just vertically moving my hips left and right, it's that folding into the quad, folding. So when I come back, I'm folding in here, turn, then I'm folding into here, and I'm releasing one fold, and releasing the other fold.
I think the fold's what I'm missing.
It's tricky, you know, it takes a long time. It's the three-dimensionality of it, right? As opposed to forward and back, left and right. There's also the in and out, sinking and opening.
I'll give that a shot, thank you.
Great question, yeah. Anything else?
You have the disadvantage of having to break it down. We at least get to keep it moving.
Yes. Yeah.
And we have it on video.
Cool. Any other questions before we practice some more? Let's just practice. All right,
Thank
come
you.
on. Yeah, everyone through. I didn't demonstrate it the other way, but like you said, it's on video, and yeah, okay. I have a feeling whoever's watching is not, you know, so, okay, push position. Good push position, yeah. And with a little instruction, let's see what we got. Shift back, turn to the left, right toes come along with the right, for the right, I mean. Shift to the right, turn, form the circle. Feel just past 50-50 onto the right. Feel solid on the right where you can pivot, step, back, shift, lift the hands, turn the body. Hold there at the end. And make a difference there. Nice. All right, yeah, this is step just a little lighter. Your right foot on your left toes. I'm sorry, your right toes come in. My left. Good shift.
Put hands.
I'll get them, don't worry. Shift. I'm gonna mirror you. So you're right. release. Let's try it a few more times. Pardon all my throat clearing. Blame it on allergies. That's my go-to.
That's right, we,
Yeah, I heard ragweed was out there. Okay, shift, turn. Shift, turn. Turn. Release. Remember your step test, your balance. Step in, step back. Shift the weight, feel a little more solid on the left leg. Lift the hand, turn the body, turn the right toes. Yeah, that's getting there. Yeah, one more time, release. You know, I didn't mention some of the main challenges. Let's do it one more time and then we'll talk about some of the challenges in this posture. And single whip begin. Okay, release. Very good. So improvement every time. Yes, sir.
is it, as I remember, when you shift back, it's essentially, your hands are staying in the same place, you're moving away from it.
That's a good way to look at it, yeah, so, yeah, so to avoid this, yeah, the idea is almost like my hands are out here in space and I'm just shifting away from them, so the straightening of the arms is really me leaving my hands behind for a second. Good, yeah, thank you for that comment, that is a good way to look at it. Any others? Okay, I want to show you single whip, smooth and fast. So we're looking at it very slow, very 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I want to show it connected and fast. So, and for the camera. So here's a little more fast. Here's another fast. Okay, does that make you think of anything, or do you have any questions about that?
Wish I could do that.
Well,
Another 8 years you will.
another 8 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think the arm really good.
You know, if you're into thinking about the martial applications for the posture, you could think of I'm retreating and deflecting, right? I'm kind of winding up, kind of gathering. This can be a grab or some kind of strike. And then this is whipping out at the end. So that's the single whip, yeah. So if you see it, it's like, make a whip sound.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah. Let's practice it a little bit more, unless there are any other questions at the moment. So, just the way to go fast is to be relaxed slow. So see how relaxed you can be slow. And when I say relax, don't get annoyed by that. Think of like another word. Like it's the word song in Chinese, which I'm not pronouncing correctly, but it means flexible, soft, yeah, not limp, begin. Aware, but relaxed. Yielding if need be. Okay, release, shake it out. Let me just see it one time. If you're wondering how it goes, just copy the person in front of you and then behind you. Luckily, unless you're on the ends, you only get half of it. But yeah, so get into your push position. And I'll kind of call out cues to keep you moving, but don't worry about the people around you too much. And begin. Shift. Turn. Shift. Make the circle. Step in, step back. Lift the hand and turn. Good. Good. Okay, yeah, release one more time. I like what I see. On track, y'all are on track. One more time from push. And I talk about the legs a lot. I'll talk about the arms this time in case it's bothering you. But just remember, they're the least important part. That follow, once you get the move, they'll follow the body more than they'll ever do anything on their own. Shift. That's when we talked about the hands. Turn and just let them come along with you. Yeah. And then when you shift to the right, let that motion kind of begin the forming of the circle. Now when you turn to the left, let that turn send your beak out. And the out will just be towards the front. Step in and step back. Shift the weight before you turn. Lift the hand just a little bit, and then when you turn, it'll turn with you. Go out there. Good. Okay, release. Yeah. One of my favorite things, not one of my favorite. One cool thing about Tai Chi is the moment where you get the motion to happen from the lower body and feel this lightness that you're not used to feeling. Like you're used to kind of mind in the arms, thinking in the arms, and when you feel it just sort of happen because the body's turning, it's a really cool feeling. So just thought I'd share that. Any questions, comments, suggestions?
Could I just see that fold one more time?
The falling in the single whip? Yeah. I'll exaggerate it for you a little bit. And now the camera needs to see it too. So, so when I shift back, fold into the quad here. And when I turn in, nothing really happens. Maybe a little more fold there. When I shift to the right, there's a fold in here. When I turn to the left, that one releases. I step.
But you still have that fold?
Yeah. And then I refold here and unfold here. Is that clear?
It does, because I'm losing my balance because I'm losing the fold.
Let me just show you without talking.
Because that fold, it also makes your knees bend a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. And it keeps them in line with your toes as well. Yeah, so they won't go out here or in here, they'll be in line. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that clear?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Any others? Okay, you know what? Let's go through the whole thing one more time.
Sure.
Yeah, from the top. If you've accumulated any tension, sometimes learning makes us tense. If you've accumulated any tension, see if you can just drop it. Maybe an exhale would help. Again, step up. Commence. First word off right. Word off left. Second word off right. Pull back and press. Push. Single whip. And release. Okay. Good. Yeah, like I said, that's one of the more challenging moves in this section. So once you get that, it'll be a little easier maybe. Plus, just the struggle of getting it increases your capacity to get further moves, right? All right, any last questions before we bow out our basic training? All right, let's do it. We follow the 5 parts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.
Senior Head Instructor.
Thank you, sir. Bow 2, intermediate, beginner students, anyone watching at home, basic training dismissed. Very good.